The 911 call about a possible break-in at Harvard professor Henry Gates' home, placed by neighbor Lucia Whalen, has been released. Take a listen.
I don't know if they live there and they just had a hard time with their key, but I did notice that they kind of used their shoulder to try to barge in, and they got in. I don't know if they had a key or not because I couldn't see from my angle.
What block are Hispanic?
Well, there were two larger men. One looked kind of Hispanic, but I'm not really sure. And the other one entered, and I didn't see what he looked like at all.
Now, also during the 911 call, she says maybe they live there. They have suitcases. So it's, you know, it's one of those things where you think you know what's going on and you don't. And, you know, this poor lady did the neighborly thing, because someone had said to her, I don't know what to do, I should call.
But it also shows that the policeman did not come with any preconceived ideas. That had been one of the questions. Had she said, the neighbor, I saw two black men, that when he came to investigate, he did not know what he was going to find. I don't know whether this changes anything. They're supposed to sit down and have a beer with the president. What is it, tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Thursday.
Isn't tomorrow Thursday?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Really?
But you know, it's very interesting.
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah. So it's happening on Thursday evening.
One of our producers, Christian, brought up the fact about Gates, you know, that he was coming all the way from China. That's a long flight. We don't know if he had a meal or not. That tends to make one cranky, the long flight that you're taking.
Well, yeah, it's, you know, look, I'm sorry. If somebody, people at my house are yelling and there's cops everywhere and I'm panicking, you know, stuff happens and they're going to figure it out over a beer.
Jet lag angry. You said jet lag angry. No, angry when you show ID and then there's still...
No, because you brought that up. You just said...
No, I'm just saying it's another point that he brought up that maybe he could have been
They'll work it out at the picnic table, and then maybe they can figure out health care after this whole thing gets resolved.
That's right. According to an Associated Press report, a law enforcement source states that Michael Jackson's doctor, Conrad Murray, injected hospital-grade sedative that killed him. Now, I don't know, because they haven't arrested him. I still think this is, I don't know where this all comes from, but this was the latest piece of news yesterday.
Well, his family has said, various members of the family have said that they feel that this was not a natural death or a heart attack. But we keep hearing these reports, but they haven't arrested this man, as you said, yet.
Right, so we still don't know.
We don't
but it's just to sort of let you know.
It ain't good.
What's happening.
Just gathering evidence.
And then, you know, Michael Vick, after serving his time for his role in the dogfighting ring, Michael Vick has been reinstated by the NFL and can participate in regular season games as early as October if he can find a team that will have him. Many have already said they're not interested. Is this you know, has he served his time and done what he was supposed to do? And
I think he has served his time. He didn't get any trouble when he was in prison. He did what everybody required him to do. Go back and let him do what he does.
I think we all agree on that.
I think the question is, you know, for people who are inside paying attention to the NFL, a lot of people think he should jump right back into a starting position. And I think, like, he did his time, absolutely. He should be back in the game, whether or not he deserves to walk in as a starter or not. I think he's got to earn it. He's been out, over 2 years?
He lost his livelihood.
So
He filed for bankruptcy. He lost everything.
He went to jail, and we have seen many people who have killed people.
Right.
You know, and got out of jail and went right back to work. So you never know.
He did what he needed to do.
You know, there's a lot of people who have had second chances, and they've done, look at, you know.
So hopefully he's learned his lesson. Now, you guys are very interested in this. A high school in Port Chester, New York, is going to start providing students with free pregnancy and sexually transmitted disease tests to students without parental permission. Now, I know that always gets people up in arms.
Well, yeah, if you're dealing with minors and you need a permission slip to go on an apple picking trip or take aspirin, but yet they can provide an STD test or a pregnancy test without providing the parents with any notification or results, that's a problem. I think maybe what they can do is, if this is necessary, have an overall consent form. Maybe they sign in the beginning of the year. Yes, if my child does request this at some point without letting me know, I do give permission to have this test as long as the results are sent to me. Parents have that right for their child.
A lot of teenagers don't go to their parents anyway.
But they don't need to. I'm saying let the school know you have my... Ask me as a parent. Yes, I can give this test to your child if they come to me and they're nervous to come to you. Yeah, you can give my child the test with my permission. A lot of times the kids don't
want the parents to know.
The kids don't have to know that the parents know, but the parents have a right to know what's going on.
Lie all the way around.
Guys, this is, you know, we have had the same kind of discussions about giving sexual education in school with parents who don't want it. And I'm not too sure that many, maybe they will sign, as you said, yes, if my child wants. in the best of possible worlds, this wouldn't happen, and the parent would be told, and you have to hope that your child has that kind of relationship with you. But for the children who do not, and I'm following up what you say, and who are so worried about this, but there is a way for them to find out.
Right.
I think it's a good thing.
I think the parents would have no problem.
But there's also a whole other thing which nobody's talking about, is many parents can't afford to take their kids to get these tests.
Right.
They cannot go to the hospitals. And, you know, if your child wants to know what's going on with her or his body, I think you should be able to go to a nurse that you trust. And if you're given information that you need to share, now, if they are 14 and under, that's a conversation that is going to be held not necessarily with the parents, but it's going to be held in the...
Why 14?
Because 14 is the official... 14 and under is like you're still a kid.
I didn't even have my period at 14. I think that this is something that...
It doesn't matter whether you had your period or not. My point is that 14 and under, they would have to go to the police to say, listen, something is going on here because this 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old has STDs, and this is unusual.
They were I would bet.
Okay.
I think there would be no objection to parents if they had a form and had the options.
There are objections. That's why the schools are doing it.
Send the form so the parents can opt out or opt into 2 levels. One, yes, do the test.
But Elizabeth, if they opt out, the kid has no choice. What we are saying is there are times when the parents will opt out when the child is worried about it and
that's the parent's job, not the school. Let's get this straight.
Well, no, you know, it may be the parent's job. Okay, it may be the parent's job.
Elizabeth, not every child has the relationship that you have with your children.
No,
there are many parents who do not.
Obviously, but I'm saying the consent form. No parent would say, I think you have to be honest as a parent, too, and say, you know what, I don't have the best relationship with my child. I'm signing this form, so it says here, test my child, just send me the results. My child doesn't need to know that I know.
Here's the thing.
Be honest.
Parents, it's not about being honest. It's about parents. Yeah, parents should be discussing these things with their kids. Probably if it was happening overall, the need for this would not exist.
Don't make me sign a permission slip to send my kid on a field trip.
Listen, and I didn't say a doggone thing. So, you know, one of the reasons these kinds of overall things come up is because it's not happening, and the people who suffer and who lose out are the kids.
That's what
I know you did.
How would that form hurt this process? It wouldn't.
We're going to go and come back because it's pointless to keep going. With Jessica Lang.